Oscar Wilde was saying, "My philosophy, I'm always right and you are wrong." And this is a win-lose situation, isn't it? I know you, well, just like listening to this recording here right now, have come across people who always want to be right. It's like it seems to be an obsession for them, isn't it? And sometimes when we are at the receiving end of such situation, it feels real bad for us and it's hard to handle. Wow. And the terrible thing in a relationship is it's really destructive to a relationship because you're enforcing your personality onto somebody else's, or they enforce their personality, their opinion onto you at that point of time. Tonight's session, hey Nixon, good to see you. Tonight's session, I'm going to share with you 4 things on how to handle people who always want to be right and you are wrong. And well, in order to achieve that, or in order to listen to this one, you would have to listen to the end of that session, you know. But along that session, of course, hey, feel free to ask questions, because it's your session. But before we get started, you know the scenery, you know the situation. Let's play my little intro. All right. Now, of course, today we are talking about a session of Let's Talk NLP every Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock. We are going to talk about certain things that bother us, that need to be talked about, things that start in the mind. And by way of introduction, my name is Andreas Dorn. I'm running a company here in Asia, in Malaysia, by the name of Asia Mind Dynamics. I'm a certified NLP trainer. I'm a certified master trainer of hypnosis, timeline therapy, NLP coach certification. So I believe I can share something with you about the mind. But that's just about me. So this is your session here. And if you like what you're hearing, of course, I would like you to share this video onto your timeline, invite more people in so they can really benefit from such session, because I believe there are many people around nowadays, more than earlier, I believe. Well, lots of beliefs on my side right now, the word belief, that tend to push their opinion forward, that whatever happens, they want to be right. And being on a receiving end of such person can be hard, can be intolerable, can be very destructive. And that is what I want to talk to you about in the next half an hour or 45 minutes or so. But along that line, of course, that I mentioned, share it on your timeline. Click as many likes as you can, because, hey, I like likes. I'm not the type of person who pushed my beliefs onto you. I like likes. I'm kind of externally oriented. And of course, give me some love if you know, what you hear like so much. Also, of course, hey, I mentioned just now, tag a friend who needs to know this. Hey, maybe somebody who is always in the position of wanting to be right, you tag them. And they're gonna listen to what I have to say. My opinion counts, okay? And not that I want to make them feel bad, of course. But hey, maybe they'll learn something along that line. Because really, I want people to learn from that beautiful signs of NLP, that approach to personal development, the signs of excellence and success overall, okay? That's my intention overall. And if you want along that line, yes, I'm going to talk about it later as well. Access our free course. You can see that at Asia Mind Dynamics. Go later, not now, to our website, asiaminddynamics.com. Go to the store or check out some great videos we have online available now. But also, of course, a free online training for you on how to attract success into your life. Yay! So, And of course, along that line, it would be wonderful if you introduce yourself. Say who you are, because I do know when you comment, but I don't know who watches this video right now. It would be lovely to see who is there. So just say hello, of course. It would be great. Just say hello or hi, so I know that you are here, and I can give you a shout out. I know already Nixon is here, good friend of mine. Give me a high five, an air five along that line. And thanks for being here overall. Now, if you're watching this video or listening to me while you are having dinner, just lower the volume. It's not so nice. I realize that nowadays people are listening to their phones on volume, on speaker, not using earphones while they're sitting in coffee shops or in restaurants. I personally don't like that much. It would be great if you are having dinner, either put on your earphones or let that video play at a very low volume or switch off the volume and watch it later. That would be great as well. If you're at work, also lower the volume and let that video play along that line so that you do know at a lower volume, not disturbing people around you, but pick up what I'm saying so you can contribute when you think it's time to contribute. And again, if you're hanging out with your friends, do a watch party. I'm not a watch party here, but watch it together, contribute, ask questions, share, and that would be really, really great. Are we cool? All right, I think we are cool. Let's get started along that line. Yes, the talk together. Today's topic is about the need to be right. You have come across people, most likely, that really push your opinion forward. You had an argument, maybe you were in a better position. I don't want to talk about positions here. You thought you were right, but they just put their point of view forward. Now I have to put a disclaimer onto that video, of course, because I can't promise you that the 4 tips I'm going to share with you in the end of that session will really work. They worked for me. Try it out. Let me know later. It would be wonderful if you tell me at a later stage that these tools that I'm sharing with you really work. So post it in the comments as well. If you feel if you agree with me. In any conversation, you always can claim your position, because I believe you all have the right to defend our position, to put our opinion forward, to have a great exchange. It's not about that one. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about people here that want to always be right. They have the need to be right. They really, if they are not right, they feel lost. They have to push it forward and even shout you down if required. They're not respecting, and according to your point of view, they're not respecting what you are saying, and they cannot accept anybody else's point of view. And of course, this is terrible overall, because if people argue, and I'm having this beautiful thing here, and I gotta hide myself between these two people. If people argue, people argue, it's many areas in your life you might have come across. Switch off these beautiful two people. You might have come across people who argue. People say, like, the customer is always right. And if the customer, for example, doesn't feel right, you came across a situation when they shouted down the service attendant, when they shouted down the waiter, when they shouted down the person in attendance because they felt right. And here in Malaysia, even, you saw some people even slapping waiters because they couldn't agree with what the waiter was saying, and the waiter was just making a point. And these people slapping the waiter, as terrible as it is, couldn't agree with their point of view and slapped them. How bad is this? Toxic people. You have maybe bosses. Now that is a hardcore stuff. If you have a boss who is toxic, who always want to be right, of course, the company is of course in trouble, if they want to be right all the time, don't see anybody's point of view, they are toxic. Most likely people leave. Because, hey, they work so hard on it, they cannot accept that they are wrong. Exactly, Nixon. That's what it is about. Or they have a strong ego, and we are talking about that one, okay? The toxic boss, which steamrolls everybody's opinion. And most likely the company is all the way down, especially if it's a smaller company and they're the bosses. If it's a larger company, most likely they will survive. But I hope shareholders, directors, board of directors become aware of them. And sooner or later, that CEO, that boss is going to lose a job. I would wonder in the first place, how come somebody can get a position at the top, steamrolling everybody else? But maybe that's the reason why. Colleagues. Do you know colleagues, any colleagues, who are toxic, who are like big bullies at work? They are cynical, they're always right. In a meeting, they are loud and noisy, they're pushing their opinion forward. I am right, you are wrong, it's the wrong approach. Whatever they say, they are right. It's terrible, of course, In family, I believe personally you might come across your spouse. I hope not. Your uncle, auntie, hey, mother, father. But if you are in a relationship, in a marriage, or you're a son or daughter or husband, wife, which is a marriage, of course, duh. But if you're in a relationship that is toxic, one person always wants to win, you supposed to be always losing, it can be a catastrophe. I don't know how long that marriage will last, because clearly somebody, and as if you are on the receiving end, if you are the victim, it's cracking your self-esteem, it breaks you down, you're losing the confidence, and it's hard to push back such person, it's hard to survive. Wait for the last 4 points that I'm going to share with you in this video, but really, 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 it's a hardcore stuff in order to survive in a marriage. Bullying, well, working with people who are always right is not necessarily bullying, of course, it's a starting point for bullying. It's just before the stage of bullying, most likely. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live on bullying one time. But in social media, Facebook, email exchangers, WeChat, Instagram, these are the people, whatever it is, they are right, you are, whatever point you're putting up, they are, or whatever picture, image, situation, description, anything you put up, they argue against it. Now, of course, a beautiful part in a social media environment is if you come across somebody who is always wants to be right, it's easy, just block them. They can't access you anymore, and you can hope that they have no other way of reaching you out. If they get you with an email, put them into a spam folder where they belong to, But again, of course, if there are people in your working environment, relationship environment, and you need to deal with them, then you might be in a hard trouble situation. 3 people watching now. Small number, it doesn't matter. You are great that you are here today. Say hello to, put it in the comment box, give me some likes. I like likes, I like hearts. Just click, 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 click. So I do know that I make sense to you. And we are talking about toxic people today, those people who always want to be right. Now, my question to the audience here is, of course, have you come across people? Type yes if you came across people who are toxic, who always want to be right, if they are circulating around in your environment, and you might have a hard time getting away from them, because it's hardcore stuff to deal with those people. So if you have come across toxic people, just type yes in the comment box, and I will be the first one to do this, because I do know toxic people. It was terrible in high school, even in university. First job that I had for you was the most terrible situation ever. It's like, it traumatized me. And I was happy when I got out and then finally was able to end in the UNDP. So I'm grateful for my toxic people in my life, because they helped me to put me in the spot that I am today. Good. Now, let me share with you what I think overall, because I want to talk to you about the dynamics of where this toxic attitude, English, second language, okay, where is toxic attitude actually coming from, because it is horrendous. And again, if you like what you are hearing, feel free again to to give me a like, please. Give me your heart. Share this video with other people. And let me share with you where we are coming from. Where are these people actually coming from? You know, we all have that urge within us to feel safe, to feel secured, and that is like the programs running in our mind. It's and I mentioned many times in these sessions, the highest functions of the unconscious mind is to protect you. And here's a very big insights already. These people have the fear, if they are giving in, if they are going into a win-win situation, if they are not right, they might lose out, they might lose face, they are threatened, they are terrible because they wouldn't know how to defend themselves. Their whole world view would break down, you know. They would not be able to blame people anymore. They might have to take responsibility for their life and what is happening, and that is terrible for them. The worst part for them would be that for some they do not only want to be right again, but they need to put the other person down to feel better. And that is even terrible. I need to step onto you in order to feel better about myself. Deep insecurity within these people. Their ego reacts to feeling fear if they have to give in. They feel insecure. They feel deficient sometimes. And there's a strong reason why this is actually the case, you know. Because they feel like, well, always mistreated, always on the wrong side. They need to push back to build themselves up. And let me share with you, it's really the same old theme throughout our lives wherever we are. And it happens from the very first beginning in our life when we have little kids. So we have to talk about education in school when parents, you see the first 4 to 5 to 6 years, many times, well nowadays maybe even earlier, what happens next, basically what I'll share with you, the first 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 years, kids can't go wrong. Whatever they do, parents appreciate them, supporting them. I hope at least it was in your life so. But somewhere along that line, there's a terrible switch in parents' brain. From one moment to the next, whatever the child is doing is wrong. They get belittled. The parents dropping that negative comment onto the child. You know, they're forcing the child to be right. You must be right. You cannot have less A's. You must succeed in school. Otherwise, you're a loser. You are a failure. This kind of thing. You got to strive for A's. Otherwise, you are not surviving in school. Who's going to hire you? Who's going to marry you? You must get better and better. And they start to put that pressure on you, that poor soul, that child, that is then ultimately like belittled, feels stressed out, and feels bad feels bad in not succeeding overall. And it's really coming from there, you know. They learn very quickly, and you know those people. They learn very quickly that in order to get ahead, they must start. They must start to push people down, to make them feel small, to be better than other people, and they do whatever it takes to make that happen. So these little kiddos in early lives, they're learning, they're getting indoctrinated with beliefs and perception and getting wrongly challenged to be better than others. They get compared to others. They're never good enough. We talked about it earlier. That need to perfection, that broken self-esteem. And these kids learn very quickly that they need to get ahead. In order to only get ahead, the only chance is to step down on other people, push my point forward, because I need to succeed. I need to be in the good books. I need to raise my hand. It's me. I know. I am right. You are wrong. And they have to have the answer. They have an answer to anything that's going to be said. And inside of them, other people start feeling like this, you know, they're breaking inside. Their ego is like damaged totally. And they can only, so I should maybe hide my face behind. How do I do that? How would that look like? If I talk like this behind that smiley face, would that be, yay, oh, thank you, Mr. Riney, for adding in. How would I look like if I have a face like this? Oh my goodness, I don't like it actually. Hi, Mr. Riney, good to see you here, okay? So, the kids in school, growing up in school, if they are no longer right, you know, if they are losing out in school, not getting enough A's, they are losing the love of the parents. And what happens ultimately, they're growing up and having that strong feeling of deep, intense deficiency within themselves. It's a broken personality. It's a wrong attitude that comes out then. And that is poor and terrible. And that challenge, of course, is that they never grow up to be able to accept themselves. They never grow up enough to allow other people to sometimes also be right. They have that need within themselves to be better than others, because again, if they are not better than others, they're breaking inside, they're losing something out, they're having the fear of not being good enough, of feeling insecure, losing the parents' love, and so on and so on. If you like what you are hearing, please again share this video onto your timeline, give me some loves, give me some hugs, give me some likes, so that other people can pick up that video as well, and give comments, ask questions. If what I'm sharing with you is really, really, really helpful, if you came across toxic people, just type in yes, because I would like to know, because I think there are lots of toxic people around here nowadays. What I think, you know. So, they're feeling deficient within themselves, okay? Their fear of being wrong, they must be right. If they feel wrong, they must be wrong. They feel attacked overall. And all in all, that will of those people who always need to be right, it puts an immense stress onto them, because it needs a high energy level to constantly be up there, push other people down, and never be able to give in, say you are right, and let's talk about it and create this win-win-win-win situation. But for them, there's a need of always losing out. If they lose, they must win, other people lose. I am right, you are wrong. So I want to quote a lady, where is this actually coming from? And that lady, let me share the name with you by taking this one off. Catherine Schultz. She wrote the book actually of Being Wrong, a very, very good book. And she identified 3 assumptions we make to convince ourselves that we are right. And these 3 assumptions are actually signed up here. They are the ignorance assumptions, they are the idiocy assumption, and the evil assumptions. And that's pretty cool, isn't it, you know? What do you think? If you like those, give it a like, please. If you think they're really great assumptions, write down great assumption. I want to have some more comments from your side here. And again, let me know who's listening here right now, because I have no idea. I know Nixon is here. I know Zoraini is here. Great to see you. I hope other people would introduce themselves as well in the comment box, so I know that you are here, and give me likes, give me hearts. Let's talk about Catherine and what she has identified as the 3 major assumptions that we are making to convince ourselves that we are right. The ignorance assumptions are that we believe that others are uneducated or lack the information we have. So in the ignorance assumptions, we believe that others are not as educated as we are. And they don't have the information. We are smarter. We are the Google machine. We know what we are talking about, even if they don't know what they are talking about, okay? That's why they are wrong. If we share our knowledge, they will stop being ignorant. Well, if it would be so, that's what Catherine says. If it would be that easy, well, it would be lovely, okay? If we just share our information with them, ultimately they will get convinced. I don't quite believe it. I like her assumption, because they just simply believe, people who believe they are right, they are just ignoring other people and ignoring other opinions, and they believe that we are uneducated. And coming from that point of view, we are uneducated, they are right, they will never allow our information to be valid overall. Idiocy, assumption, they're also pretty cool, you know. They are believing that other people might have the same information as we have, but they can't put the pieces together. They are the idiots. I am right, you are the idiot because you don't see the big picture. You are not as smart as I am, so that's why you are wrong and I am right and I'm smarter, better educated. You are the idiot because, hey, I'm able to put the pieces together that you might not get. The worst part of all are the evil assumptions, you know. They operate then under the assumption, under the premise that you might be right. That's okay. And it's even possible that we know you are right, but you are distorting the information. I want to be right on purpose. I want you to feel bad, you know. So I distort whatever information you give me. I distort it in a manner that makes me look better than you. These are the three major assumptions, and I actually like them very much because, hey, they're showing clearly, you know, that people think about, that they come across people are right and other people are wrong. Hey, City, good to see you as well. High five, yay. Good to see you here as well, you know. We've got a wonderful topic here right now, you know, but talking about people that believe they are always right and we are losing out, you know. So I was just talking about these three assumptions of people that they have, those who are believing they are right. Ignorance assumption, idiocy assumption, and evil assumption. Now before I'm going to share with you, Nixon, yes, let me see what you're saying here. I love it when you contribute. It shows me you're engaging, you know, I want to learn with you. What is Nixon saying? He says, based on the past, they try to consider other people's opinion, but most of the time it ended up they have a higher tendency to be right. And therefore decided that they always be right. Exactly, you know, it's the people who even might be uneducated but believe in a certain area. They are simply better. They have more information and they need to push it through. And even if they realize they might be wrong, they might push even stronger forward. And that's a hard part, basically speaking. And you're right as well, Zarani. We are living in a world where people believe they're always right. I believe strongly, thanks for your contribution, you know. I believe strongly, sadly enough, we have lost our empathy of listening to each other. It might happen because of Facebook, social media. We are easier pushing our opinion forward. I believe it has something to do with education still, that we are no longer listening to our children sometimes. It's easier for us to give them the handphone and you are watching a cartoon and I don't talk to you, I don't deal with you. And yesterday it's an important topic. It's a really sad topic to be overall, you know, to live in, because if the world doesn't change and more people, and I'm talking big picture here right now, if more people start to feel they're right and you are wrong, and I'm always right and you're always wrong, it can cause rage, it can cause major fights, and even, well, I hate to say that, people can get killed. Because if two knuckleheads come together and both of them think they are right, then emotions take over, rationality slow down, no more, all the barriers fall down, rational thinking goes down, and boom, emotions take over. And I just simply need to win, and then I kill you in order to make myself feel good about it. As sad as it sounds, yes. It's an important topic for parents, and maybe I'll do another topic around this one, okay? Yay, just mentioned about kids, exactly, alright? So, for those of you who are not yet in, I want to share something with you where I want to talk more about similar topics in our Facebook group, which I think is a very important group. Let me sit somewhere else right now. Very important group. I'm inviting you to go to the Facebook group NLP Master Academy, because this is a general topic here. We are talking about respect is important. Rosaline, good to see you here. Air 5, yay! It's a very, very important topic, and some of the tools I'm going to share with you in just a moment. I'm going to detail them more in the NLP Master Academy, which is the academy where I want to share more tools, more engagement, more learning for everybody else that is in that group. And I realized today we have hit 100 members in that NLP Master Academy already. That is really, really wonderful. So if you could, and if you are not a member yet of this group, which is free, join the NLP Master Academy. Along that line, and before I give you the 4 tips on how to succeed against people that always want to be right, I also want to share with you our free course. So here's, I'm in the wrong group right now. Okay, I want you to check out this website, our website, and if you go to this website, you can see here the store where you see lots of different material, online courses, but here's also a free online training, and this free online training is this one here, where you can access for free about accessing, attracting success into your life. Access it now, it's free, it's for you, but the main part really is about entering the Facebook Master Academy first, so you can also participate in this group and discuss more. Now what I want to share with you now are 4 tools, 4 frames to succeed. And those of you who learned NLP, of course, some of the tools you might know. And you mentioned great stuff here. Rosaline was saying respect is very important. Respect is important in order to succeed. And I like that, People need to respect each other in order to... But it's a learning. It's a learning. For somebody who is always right, they think you don't respect them, Rosaline. And that's a challenge, So that's a challenge, of course. And there was something else that I want to share with you. Yes, Sorani, we are living in a world full of assumptions. And because they are believing, they are right and we are wrong. It's a world. They are in their mindset, in their limited world. Sadly enough, they really believe they are right. So let me share with you the 4 assumptions that I want to share, things that I share with you. The agreement frame. You know it already. If somebody believes I'm right and you are wrong, you must agree with them first. You know that statement. You say, I agree with what you're saying. I appreciate what you're sharing. I respect your point of view. They are expecting you to push back, of course, but if you are using that agreement frame, which will not always work, disclaimer, you can't use it for everything they say, but at least one time you have a chance to say something. I agree with you, and, magic word and, don't say but, because they are waiting for the but to push back and to reassert themselves saying, yeah, of course you're saying but don't remember, you are wrong, I am right. That's their mindset. So really, when you are using the agreement frame, I agree with what you are saying, Mr. Righteousness. They might be able to open up a little bit, getting surprised that you are agreeing with them and you have a chance to push your point forward. So it's about keeping the gates to their mind open, maybe having a little pathway, because maybe they have not learned that other people might actually have the same opinion. And the next one I want to share with you as well. These are the reframes. Reframes are important. In practitioner level, NLP practitioner level, of course, you'll learn content and context reframe. Again, and we have a whole set in our online course. You'll learn the sleight of mouth. It's a powerful tool. 16 ways to reframe somebody's mind. Again, if somebody, yay, is that right? I love it as well. The reframes are really important, and what it means basically, they are accusing you. So here's the point of view. I'm always messing with they and I and we up. So they accuse you. They want to be right, and they might believe that you are the failure in life, that you are not making it. So sleight of mouth and reframes are kind of advanced tools of NLP to reframe, redirect somebody's thought to something else, a point they might not have considered yet. For example, they might say, you are always accused of being wrong. They might say, hey, you are wrong. Because they are right? So you must be wrong. So what you're looking then is, hey, I agree, it might look wrong in your point of view. And right now, I'm looking at different options. That's why I'm wrong. Because I look at different options, possibilities to get insights. That's a great reframe. You are wrong. Well, maybe I'm wrong in your world right now. And I was starting to look at different possibilities. And that's why I made mistakes. Please correct me. They want to be appreciated. They want to be reconfirmed. You are not smart enough. They might say to you, you are not smart enough. Well, I look at it from all perspectives. You are smart, luckily. I look at it from different perspectives. Maybe I'm street smart, so I'm trying to find solutions from a different level that you might not be able to see. Another reframe. How could you do it that way? If they say, how could you do it that way? What could you say? Well, I was learning to do something on my own. I didn't want to bother you. I was trying something new out. Forgive me, please. Well, there are kind of 3 quick examples on how do you have to reframe their point of view. So what is it when they accuse you? What could you say to reaffirm their point of view? Yeah, I know you're smarter than me, but I tried something else. Yeah, I messed it up, but I didn't want to bother you in helping me right now. So there are little reframes. What you need to also realize, what is very, very important, is the softening words. We are speaking often about it in NLP practitioners. Softening words are powerful. And these are words like, could you realize, could you consider, is it possible for you to accept this? May I invite you? These little softening words, they are fluff. So if you come up with a person, could you consider this idea? Even I agree that you are smarter than me, and could I put forward this point of view? Could you consider, maybe you realize, some softening words, not attacking your point of view, their point of view, because they are right, they push back, they're going to kill you straight away because they are reconfirming that you are not smart enough. So you have to reframe, and you can use a reframe as well together with a softening frame. One of you, Rosaline, was saying it. I'm so proud of you. Saraini as well as saying it. And City indicated it, of course. What I think is very important, that you learn to focus on their intention. There's a challenge, Every behavior is motivated by a positive intention. So if they want to be right, they want to reassert themselves. That's for you right now, okay? They want to reassert themselves. They want to have the feeling of control, of power. Without that, they feel lost, they feel scared, they feel fearful. So focus on their positive intention, which requires you, of course, it's not about challenging back, but that you need to have, the emotional mastery. That means you need to be able to stay strong. When they push, when they feel they are right and you are wrong, that you find your own little cave in your own brain, so to speak, in your own mind, not caving in, not getting cracked down by their negativity or by their strong assertiveness, but that you have the emotional mastery to withstand their pressure, that you withstand, because otherwise you crack under pressure. Because they push, they'll always be right. So within yourself, you must find the emotional strength to withstand their overall pressure. Yes, City, they are right in their map. It's a poor map, and you must see the intention that they put forward. Their intention is to succeed. Their intention is that they want to be in control. Their intention is to have power over other people. You must focus on this one. It's not that they're pushing you, they're pushing everywhere. In fact, it's a lonely soul that wants to be right all the time. And that's a challenging part. So you must focus on that they have a poor map, as you mentioned right now, they're right in their map. It's a poor map they are having. And inside they want to sustain their own sanity overall. I'm not sure if that helps you along that line, but I think it helps me when I was working with people who always want to be right. The coaches who are coming up and they believe they're always right and they try to push forward, tell me as a coach what I would need to do in order to help them succeed ultimately. So I am in the position to push back because, hey, I'm the coach. But if you are in a situation where people push constantly and they feel right all the time and you need to manage them, you need to develop the inner strength to withstand those pushy people, these big bullies overall. Because if you are pushing back too strongly, they feel like attacked and they might be really, really, attacking you ultimately. Focus on your emotional strength. Focus on yourself. Realize they can't hurt you. It's just their character. It's just their attitude overall. You need to maybe retreat sometimes. Give them the space to feel good about themselves before you find the way around when they look forward. Find the way around to still survive, still stay sane, and still be able to do the stuff you need to do. I hope that helped you overall. These are the 4 or 5 or 6 different tips I want to give you today. And I think I'm going to do more Facebooks live around this topic because I think it's a very important topic. But overall, as I mentioned earlier, it would be best because some of those topics I'm going to talk about in our NLP Master Academy more intensively. I realized, hey, it's 40 minutes already. It's like an important topic, as City, I think, was saying it. Yep. And I think I need to share more with you about the agreement frame, about softening words. Now, I'm going to do that in the NLP Master Academy. All in all, it's late for me on my side right now. I would love, again, if you like this video as much as you can, share this video as many times as you can on other people's Facebook page. It would be lovely if you would do that. Again, share, join the NLP Master Academy. If you're not in there yet, please come in, introduce yourself, access your free course available already. And I'm going to see you next. Continue, of course, asking questions. I'm going to get back to this one. Give me more likes. Yeah. 11, 13, 15, 16. Yes, how many more can we go before the end? In 19, 22. All right, 24. Yay, 25. Okay, 27. Let's see if we can reach 50. 31. I'm in an auction here right now. 34. I like that right now. 38. Can we get to 50? 41, 43. Yes. 45. 47. Don't stop now. Yeah. All right. We've achieved 50. And I wonder if we also get 60. And I wonder if we can get more hearts. Can we bring the hearts as well up to 50. All right, I wonder who this is. Okay, 23, 25. The likes are still ahead. Okay, let's go higher and higher. Thank you, guys. I love you too. It would have been great if you have the same participation. Only, hey, the hearts overtake the likes. Oh, it's like a competition here right now. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna get the 100 first? Yay, let's go. And it's like a normal Facebook Live where people try to sell something. I feel like I'm in an auction here right now. Yes. 83 to 75. Okay, let's move on. And I'm getting out of breath. Let's see if we can get them both to 100 and then I say good night to you. Okay, the hearts overtake. Whoa! 93, 95 now. Alright, thank you very much, guys. I wish you a great evening. Some of you I see tomorrow, others of you I'll see you on Friday, and if I haven't seen you before or met you before, I hope that one day I have the chance to shake your hands and see you in one of our courses, NLP practitioner courses, because, hey, you know, we are certifying people who can create their life. Good night, guys. Create a wonderful life and have fun. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I need to figure out how to stop this now, okay? I'm still here. Where's my... How do I stop it? My goodness, my live button disappeared. Oh, here, the finish button is here. And progress. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.